you sleazy, incompetent, or some mixture of both? These people are trying to foster insecurity and then profit off it. Hey guys, scammers are starting to contact me.
It's a trap!
And rather than be annoyed, I am so flattered. That is awesome news. And today's episode, I'm going to talk about why that is. We're going to look at some of these scamming outreaches I've gotten. We're going to talk about the techniques that they're using and the psychology behind it, why they do that. And we're also going to talk about why being approached by scammers is the best sign for channel growth and why I'm so happy about it. Let's do this. I had a hit video a little while back and immediately I got some emails. Like clockwork, like always, scammy emails. I want you to know that this is not my first rodeo. This is not my first YouTube channel. I had another channel. It's a travel channel I run with my husband called Our Moving Castle. And the same exact thing happened when I had my first hit video. So it is patently obvious what is going on now. And I want to share this knowledge so that you do not have doubt, that you do not fall prey to these scammers. It's paradoxical, right? Like, what the heck? You know, you get this scammy email. It's kind of like,
oh, well, I see your videos have promise, but they could be much better, and I'm here to help you.
And it's like, okay, well, I'm not really flattered by that. You're saying my videos are good, but that I kind of suck at other things, so you're kind of insulting me. This is actually a technique that's used by pickup artists, romantic pickup artists. It's called negging. So some of you may know about this, but for those who don't, negging is when you give somebody kind of a faint compliment or you praise them at the same time you're insulting them. And what you do is you throw your target off guard. So something like, oh, you're awfully pretty for a brunette would be a good example of negging. Be like, oh, you're pretty, but there's something suboptimal about you, your hair color. That would be something to say about me. Or you're not so bad looking for a brunette would probably be even better, which is like, okay, well, I'm not so bad looking, and then it's complicated. So the power dynamics behind that is that you are showing somebody a little bit of praise, but it's faint praise or it's ambivalent, and it kind of causes this cognitive dissonance, this insecurity, but under the guise of actually complimenting them. So it gives you a foot in the door and you also set your target off balance. Scammers do this all the time, and they will do it in the most bad faith ways. I'll get into some of that a little bit more when I show you the actual scam outreaches, but they will do it while misinterpreting the data. And I've talked a lot about this with my friends. I am never exactly sure when they misinterpret the data if they themselves are reading it wrong and they do not understand how data works, or if they do and they're hoping that you do not know how to read your own data. It could be either. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's not helpful. It means that they are either very, very sleazy or they're not good, not competent at analytics, which if you're approaching somebody, if you're cold calling somebody to help them with their YouTube channel and you do not know how to understand analytics, and that's what you're offering to sell, then ooh, you're incompetent. So it's this thing. It's like, are you sleazy, incompetent, or some mixture of both? In any case, it's somebody you shouldn't be hiring. And paradoxically, they show up when you're starting to break through. So you're demonstrating with your actual growth that you don't need to hire them. So why is that? Why are they showing up right at the point where you're demonstrating you don't need to hire them? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. You've become more visible, literally. So before you have your first traction, before you're really gaining momentum on your channel, you are obscure. You are hidden from the larger world, including scammers. And it is only once you begin to break through, to get pushed through a little bit, to get viewed, to get seen, to start to build your YouTube portfolio, that you get on the radar of these scammers. Think about it. If you were completely obscure, if people weren't actually stumbling on your content, why would these people know you exist? But the thing is, traction and being a huge hit and being established are completely different things. And especially if you're new to YouTube, and especially if you're not used to looking at analytics and performing statistical analyses, it's very easy to miss the fact that you're getting traction and focus on the fact that you haven't become a hit yet. They're hoping that you're going to be all or nothing thinking. And, you know, to be fair, there's a lot of all or nothing thinking. Human beings are really prone to it, and the YouTube space is not immune from it. So every now and then they're going to meet somebody that is actually just starting to break through, but is beating themselves up because they haven't become a hit yet, where it's basically inevitable. They just need to keep doing what they're doing and they're going to hit it big eventually because they're getting that traction. These scammers hope you don't know how to identify promising early signs of YouTube growth. That's what they're betting on. Okay, so I got my phone in front of me. I'm gonna read some of this off for you, but let's take a look. I think it'll be helpful to show you some of my approaches so we can kind of see how this manifests. I have a ton of them. I've selected a few just to give you an idea of the range here. Okay. So this one says, hello there, I noticed that your YouTube channel video SEO score is too weak according to your demand. For that reason, actually your video can't reach to your target audiences. You will be glad I can help YouTube increase your SEO score to make it top ranked on YouTube first page so that it will increase your subscribers' views organically. Oh, that was a mouthful. Whatever, I'm not gonna attack the grammar errors. It was a little difficult to read aloud. But if you look at the actual screenshot that he's provided, it says here that my SEO score is too weak. No, it doesn't. If you look at the actual screenshot that he has provided, it's my social score. So I'll tell you, this video is not sponsored by vidIQ. I'll get that out of the way. This is not sponsored. I do understand the vidIQ backend. I've used it before. And this is a screenshot of him using what appears to be the free version of vidIQ. I recognize the widgets, I recognize this UI. And the social score is all about how much this video has made it to social media, so other sites, not YouTube, things like Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn, etc. So I've talked about this before. I have other social media presences. Actually, prior to doing YouTube, I had a lot of experience in Facebook and Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, all different kinds of platforms, Instagram. Our Moving Castle has a decent size Facebook presence. We were more known on Facebook before we were on YouTube even. And when I first started the Our Moving Castle channel, I originally would cross-post the YouTube videos from there to our Facebook page and get external traffic. Now, at a certain point, I stopped that. And I can talk a little bit more at length about that in future videos, but when it comes to the YouTube algorithm and the way that it tests and the way that it pushes things out, it tends to, especially in the early time that it's testing out a video to see if it wants to push it out, it tends to privilege both click-through rate and average view duration. And so what I was finding is that people who are on Facebook do not necessarily want to click over to YouTube and then watch a whole video on YouTube. We were getting some curiosity clicks from Facebook, and then some of those people were coming over, subbing, watching us later on YouTube and doing that. So in the beginning, it made sense to kind of attract people to the channel. But after a certain point, I was finding that the external traffic was actually lowering my average view duration because people would click on and just kind of check it out and then close it and then maybe not come back. So at a certain point, I stopped promoting the new video on Facebook. What I have found is there's a hybrid strategy I can use, and I can go into that later, but sometimes what I will do is if I'm posting to Facebook or Instagram for Our Moving Castle, I will post an older episode, something that maybe I want to get some renewed interest in. For a while, I was posting maybe not the new episode, but last week's episode. So this screenshot, the real reason everyone is quitting RV life, actually did really great as a video. It had a really high view count, click-through rate, watch time, and this scammer actually contacted me while it was ascending, while it was going up, to tell me that my social score was bad when I hadn't shared it to any social, when all of my traffic was coming from the browse page, from the home page. That was by design. I didn't want external traffic. I didn't want social traffic, especially not in the beginning when YouTube was figuring out algorithmically how to rank it. But here's the thing. You see, he talks about SEO on YouTube. That widget that he's pointing at has nothing to do with my search traffic on that term. That's external social traffic. So like, he's not even making sense. He's misrepresenting the data. What the hey? And it was while I was having a hit. Okay, let's see. I'll give you another example. So here's one from this channel, the Page Turner channel. I recently watched your video and was thoroughly impressed with the quality of your content. Oh, that sounds good, right? It's flattering me. Cool, cool. Stay tuned. I can see tremendous potential for your channel to grow even further. However, some factors seem to be holding you back from reaching a wider audience. With my proven methods, I can help your channel rank higher on both Google and YouTube. This will boost your views and watch time and increase engagement, subscribers, and revenue. Your videos will start appearing in Google and YouTube search results, featured sections, recommendations, and discovery areas. Let's connect and discuss how we can significantly expand your reach and make your channel even more successful. Looking forward to our conversation. Now, this is a little bit less of the negging, like, ooh, you know, like saying, oh, this is bad, kind of. So you look at this. He put red boxes around all my view counts. Buddy, those are good view counts. So again, getting kind of away from the all or nothing thinking, one of the great rules of thumb that I learned about YouTube growth when you were small is that anytime a video an episode comes out and it does better than whatever your number of subscribers is, you're doing something right. There's always this expectation. People come in, they're like, I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get 10,000 on my first video, 10,000 views, and I'm gonna get 1 million subscribers in a year. And there's all this kind of like pie in the sky thinking, and not to rain on anybody's parade here, but there are all different pictures of success. And while we think about the viral overnight success, most people's YouTube journey isn't like that. It's more about gaining traction and climbing up. So I feel like this person is trying to hope that I'm thinking that anything less than 100,000 views is bad, or anything less than 10,000 views is bad, because they've put boxes around here, and these are really strong views. Okay, so when I got this email, I had about 700 subscribers. And the further back we go in the episodes, the fewer subscribers I had at the time, so the goals will actually go down. But if we look at everything that's over 700 views as significantly promising, something funny happens. Okay, this first one here, 2.4K views, 2,400 views, 2,100 views, 6,000 views, 1,200 views. This one here, this one about burnout, that was 262 views. At the time I put that out though, that was pretty good. And that video is more personal. It's about my struggle with burnout. I knew it wouldn't do it as well. It was more me like vlogging. I'm just gonna put whatever I want today. I am just gonna show up and do a video. I knew that was kind of a self-focused video, so to speak. 1,600 views, 356 views, which I know was more than my number of subscribers at the time. 3,900 views. So if you look at these 8 episodes that he's highlighted, a full 3/4 of them have way more views than my number of subscribers. Clearly traction-based hits. The other 2 that don't, one of them had it at the time. I think the other one was pretty close to my number of subscribers. And I also, like I said, knew it was a personal post. It wasn't one that I expected to do well. I just felt like doing that. And I think when it's your channel, you can do that if you feel like it. Do an episode that you want to do. Now, some of those actually will do really well. You put out something because you want to do it and then that'll take off, but a lot of times it doesn't, and that's okay. I think part of avoiding burnout, it's funny because the video is about burnout, is making sure that you do things that feed your soul, and that fed my soul. I wanted to be vulnerable, I wanted to be honest, and I did that. And anyhow, like 6 out of 8 videos being really good, like having way over 1,000 views at that size, buddy, putting a red box around something doesn't mean it's a bad stat. Anyway, I wanted to show you that because I know as you gain traction, as your videos get out there more, it's gonna happen to you too. I want you to know that you're not alone and that it's not you. These people are trying to foster insecurity and then profit off it. And there's something else to keep in mind here. I don't think there's anything wrong with hiring a consultant or a coach or somebody to help you through things. Something to keep in mind is people who are really successful at mentoring, coaching, consulting, they do not need to be cold calling. They don't need to be looking for rising stars within your niche, because if you're getting contacted by scammers, that's what you are. They don't need to be looking at those people and fostering insecurities and trying to rustle up a bunch of clients, because people who are good at coaching, mentoring, consulting in this space, they have clients. People know it. They're paid well. They aren't out on the street shouting at people, hey, can I coach you on your YouTube channel? Can I optimize your SEO? Can you pay me to do it? They don't have proven track records. They don't have client bases. And at a certain point, you got to kind of ask yourself why, especially because in this day and age, it is so easy to start your own YouTube channel, to talk about analytics, to talk about coaching, to talk about SEO. Why aren't they on YouTube with an SEO channel? Like if they did that and they had great methods and people tried it, they would have coaching clients coming out of the works. So clearly they don't. Like, go out there and do it, either publicly as a YouTube channel if you're having trouble getting your first clients, or privately with your clients because you are successful. I don't want no scrubs, as TLC said, trying to holler at me. And anyway, a lot of the YouTube optimization that they're selling, you can do for free. Like, they're using free tools, something like vidIQ or TubeBuddy, like have free versions of their tools that you can try out and use. I mean, that's what this guy's doing. Again, I'm not sponsored by either, but those tools exist. And even without, getting involved in the vidIQ, TubeBuddy infrastructure, without the widgets and the UI, without getting into the YouTube pluginosphere, YouTube is an amazing library of free information. It is an encyclopedia of teachers of all sorts. All that information on optimization is literally on YouTube for free. Just search. And if they know what they're doing with SEO, it's going to pop right up, right? Anyway, I really wanted to talk about that today. Always good to talk to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.